My father was a paranoid schizophrenic, chronic hoarder, drug dealer, and an addict. With him as a father, sort of left some obvious issues that I, have subsequently had to deal with. Part of my journey into adulthood has been sort of reclaiming that past and sort of coming to terms with my childhood. That's really helped me was writing my story down. And this book was the first personal therapy or writing therapy. It's the story of my childhood. I called it Under the Influence, Reclaiming My Childhood. Putting it onto paper has been one of the most healing things that I've ever sort of done. And now I've sort of taken to sharing it with the world because I found that a lot of other people have gone through or are going through similar circumstances. And I think that by sharing our stories and just sort of knowing that it's okay to talk, we can sort of help each other. Writing was that thing because if you think about it, you've got a blank page and you can say to it whatever you like. It doesn't judge, it doesn't say anything, it doesn't respond, and you can throw it out when you're done. I never was really planning on releasing it because it was just going to be personal therapy, and started sharing it with a few friends who'd had similar pasts, and they suggested that it could help other people. I found that once I started opening up and talking, other people can open up and talk. And I suppose from there I wanted to sort of really encourage other people to share their stories. It was a bit initially overwhelming, but then it was like, oh, this is what reality actually is. There was a need for stigma to be broken and for people to share their stories. I think part of the reason why I could raise some of the topics was the general state of the world, and I think it's there's sort of a self-fulfilling or a self-perpetuating cycle in which once people start to share, they can start to share more. With everyone sharing and opening up, and the absolute viral nature of the Me Too movement, I thought that I think that it's a wonderful thing for people to share their stories. Despite everything, the most poignant lesson of all that my dad taught me was to fear addiction. To this day, I can't enjoy much of anything without having a significant fear of substance dependency rising in the back of my mind. I'm worried about my own addictive tendencies. I find myself questioning why I'm consuming the substance rather than just enjoying it. Whilst this will definitely keep me out of trouble in the long run, it's horribly restrictive among friends or at any social event. I often find myself unintentionally pacing the room, internally repeating the mantra of, I can't get addicted, I won't be like him. For anyone that's currently going through or have gone through any sort of traumatic past or any sort of mental illness in general, I would suggest you're not alone. It's sadly quite common. Mental illness is sadly quite common, and trauma and abuse it's a lot more common than it once feels. So there will be people out there that have lived through what you're living through, and that have recovered from what you're trying to recover from. Really, my personal life and professional life sort of blending into one. I do a lot of martial arts training and writing and teaching, and it all sort of blends in. So it's sort of like the one answer in this regard. In terms of my writing, I've got a couple of books coming out. The major project that I've been working on is a self-help book called How to Get Your Shit Together. And I'm writing it. It's basically the book that I wish had have existed when I was growing up. All of the lessons that I've learned, sort of condense it and put it into one place, because I figured that not only will it help me to sort of get it out and go, okay, this is sort of the things that I've had to learn and that I've wanted to learn, it'll also obviously help other people.